Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I'm going to talk about the ratio. What is the meaning of the ratio? It is a comparison between two quantities on the same unit and the same ratio. And the ratio between two real numbers, A and B, is written as BA to B or A over B. The ratio between any two real numbers can be written A to B or A over B, where the first number is called, or the first term of the ratio is called antecedent, and the second term of the ratio is called consequent. If A over B equals 3 over 5, this is a ratio. It doesn't mean that the first term A equals 3 and the second term B equals 5. This is a ratio. But we can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable, say m. That means A equals 3m and B equals 5m. Example, if A over B equals 3 over 4, find the value of this expression. What should I do? As we said before, if the ratio between A and B equals 3 over 4, it doesn't mean that A equals 3 or B equals 4, because this is a ratio. But we can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable and say this variable is m. That means the first term A equals 3m and the second term B equals 4m. Now we can replace the letter A in the expression by 3m, and the letter B, we can replace it by 4m. 2a means 2 times 3m, because A equivalent to 3m. And 3b equals 3 times 4m, because we replaced B by 4m. 16a equals 16 times 3m, because A equals 3m, minus 8b, or 8 times 4m, because B equals 4m. 2 times 3m equals 6m, plus 3 times 4m equals 12m, over 16 times 3 equals 48, m minus 8 times 4 equals 32, and put m. 6m plus 12m like terms, we can add them. 6 plus 12 equals 18m. And 48m minus 32m equals 16m. Now we can cancel m with m, and 18 over 16 can be written as 9 over 8. Can be written in the simplest form, 9 over 8, if we divide by 2 up and down. Remarks. If A over B, if the ratio between A over B, it can be A times M over B times M. That means for any real number except 0, we can multiply each of the term of this ratio by this real number. That means A over B equals A times M over B times M. We can multiply each term of the ratio by a number or real number except 0. This is equivalent to A over B. Also, we can divide each of the terms of the ratio by m, and m can be any real number except 0. That means A over B equivalent to A divided m and B divided m. So the value of the ratio doesn't change if each of the terms is multiplied or divided by a same non-zero real number, any real number except 0. Number 2, A over B is not equivalent to if we add a non-zero real number to the first term and the second term of the ratio. A over B doesn't equal A plus K and over B plus K, where K belongs to any real number except 0. Also, A over B is not equivalent if we subtract each term of the ratio by this K. A minus K, B minus K, where K can be any real number except 0. That means the value of the ratio changes if we add or subtract to or from each of its two terms a non-zero real number. If we add or subtract each term of the ratio by non-zero real number, the ratio changes, okay? Find the number that if we add it to the two terms of the ratio 7 over 11, the result is going to be 2 over 3. What should I do? Let the number, or let this number is x. If we add x to each term of this ratio, the result is going to be 2 over 3. That means 7 plus x over 11 plus x equals 2 over 3. According to the properties of the ratio, or the proportion, the product of means equal the product of extremes. That means the product of 3 and the expression 7 plus x is equivalent or equals to multiply by the expression 11 plus x. So 3 times 7 equals 21, and 3 times x equals 3x, equals 2 times this expression. 2 times 11 equals 22, and 2 times x equals 2x. Now we can move positive 21 to the other side with different sign, and also we can move 2x to the other side with different sign. It's going to be 3 minus 2x equals 22 minus 21. 3 minus 2x like terms, we can subtract 3x minus 2x equals x. And 22 minus 21 equals 1. So the number that if we add to each of the two terms of the ratio 7 over 11, the result 2 over 3 is 1. This number is 1. Find the positive number that if we add its square to the two terms of the ratio 1 over 2, the result is 10 over 11. The positive number that if we add its square to the two terms of the ratio 1 over 2, the result 10 over 11. Suppose this number is x and its square x power 2. If we add each term of the ratio 1 over 2 with the number x power 2, the result 10 over 11. That means 1 plus x power 2 over 2 plus x power 2 equals 10 over 11. As we said before, the product of means equals the product of extremes. So we need to multiply 11 by this numerator and 10 by this denominator. 11 times 1 equals 11. And 11 times x power 2 equals 11x power 2 equals 10 times 2 equals 20, and 10 times x power 2 equals 10x power 2. We can move 10x power 2 to the other side here with negative sign, and then we can move 11 or positive 11 to the other side with negative sign, and it's going to be 11x power 2 minus 10x power 2 equals 20 minus 11. 11x power 2 minus 10x power 2 equals 1x power 2 equals x power 2. And 20 minus 11 equals 9. X power 2 equals 9. This is an equation of second degree in one variable. We can take the square root of the two sides of the equation, and x is going to be positive or negative 3. X equal negative 3 is refused because we need positive number. We don't need negative number. That means x equal negative 3 is refused. So we need to take x equal positive 3, and this is the number or the positive number that if we add its square to the two terms of the ratio 1 over 2, the result is going to be 10 over 11. If the ratio between the two dimensions of a rectangle is 2 over 3, and the perimeter of this rectangle equals 60 centimeter, find its two dimensions and its area. Since the ratio between the two dimensions of the rectangle is 2 over 3, we can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable. That means the first dimension, 2x, we multiply the first term of the ratio by a variable x. And the second dimension, we can multiply 3 by this variable x, 3x. So the first dimension, 2x, and the second dimension, 3x. Since the perimeter of the rectangle equals twice the sum of the two dimensions, and the perimeter of the rectangle here is 60 centimeter. That means twice the sum of the two dimensions equals 60. Or we can say the sum of the two dimensions equal half of the perimeter, or half 60 equals 30. That means the sum of the two dimensions, 3x plus 2x equal half of 60 equals 30. Now we can add the like terms, 3x plus 2x equals 5x equals 30. We can divide each side of the equation by 5. That means x is going to be 30 divided 5 equals 6. So the variable is 6. Now we can find the first dimension, 2x. We can multiply 2 by 6 because x is equivalent to 6. 2 times 6 equals 12 centimeter. And the second dimension, we can multiply 3 times 6 because x equals 6. 3 times 6 equals 18 centimeter. That means the first dimension, 12 centimeter, and the second dimension, 18 centimeter. Now we can easily find the area of the rectangle. We know that the rule of the area of the rectangle is length times width. And the length equals 18 and the width equals 12 centimeter. So the product of 12 and 18 equals 216 centimeter square, and this is the area of the rectangle. Two integers, the ratio between them is 3 to 7. If we add 2 to the first number and subtract 2 from the second, the ratio would become 1 over 2. Find the two numbers. Since the two integers, the ratio between them is 3 to 7, we can break this ratio, 3 over 7, if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable and say this variable is x. That means the first number is 3x and the second number 7x. If we add 2 to the first and subtract 2 from the second, the ratio become 1 over 2. That means 3x plus 2 over 7x minus 2, the ratio become 1 over 2. As we said before, the product of means equals the product of extremes. That means we need to multiply 2 by this numerator and 1 by this denominator. 2 times 3x equals 6x, and 2 times 2 equals 4. 1 times this expression equals 7x minus 2. We can move 6x to the other side with negative sign, and then we can move negative 2 with positive sign to the other side. It's going to be 6x minus 7x equals negative 2 minus 4. 6x minus 7x equals negative x equals negative 2 minus 4 equals negative 6. We can cancel negative with negative. That means x equals 6. We know that the first number equals 3x and the second number is 7x. So now we can replace the letter x by the number 6. So the first number is going to be 3 times x. 3 times 6 equals 18. And the second number, 7x, we can replace x by the number 6. So it's going to be 7 times 6 equals 42. Two positive real numbers. The ratio between them is 1 to 2. And the square of the smallest is 9 more than 4 times the largest. Find the two numbers. Since the two positive real numbers, the ratio between them 1 to 2. We can break this ratio if we multiply each term of this ratio by a variable and say this variable is x. That means the first number is 1 times x, x, and the second number is 2 times x, 2x. The square of the smallest is 9 more than 4 times the largest. It means the difference between x power 2 and 4 times the second number, 4 times 2x, the result is going to be 9. The difference between them is 9. So the square of the smallest is 9 more than 4 times the largest. It means x power 2 minus 4 times 2x equals 9. So x power 2 minus 4 times 2 equals 8 minus 8x. We can move 9 to the other side with different sign or with negative sign, and it's going to be minus 9. And the equation now equals 0. Now we have an equation of second degree in one variable. We can solve it. If we factorize this trinomial, two numbers, their product 9 and their difference is 8. What is the two numbers which their product is 9 and their difference is 8? The two numbers is 1 and 9. The product of 1 and 9 is 9 and their difference is 8. Since the last sign here is negative, that means the first or the greatest number takes the middle sign, and the middle sign is negative. That means the greatest number, 9, take negative, take the same sign of the middle. And the other number take the opposite sign, positive. Here we have two binomials, or the product of these two binomials equals 0. That means the first one equals 0, or the second one can be 0. That means x plus 1 can be 0, or x minus 9 can be 0. X plus 1 equals 0. This is equation of first degree in one variable. We can move positive 1 to the other side with negative sign. That means x is going to be negative 1. And the other equation, negative 9, we can move it to the other side with positive sign. So x is going to be 9. X equals 9. Here, x equal negative 1 is refused because we need positive real numbers. We don't need negative real numbers. Since x equal 9, now we can find the first number, x, and the second number, 2x. So we can replace the letter x by the number 9. So the first number x is going to be 9, and the second number 2x, twice x, or 2 times x, means 2 times 9 equals 18. The first number 9 and the second number 18. If a power 2 minus 4ab plus 4b power 2 equals 0, we need to find the ratio between a and b and find the expression a plus 3b over 2a plus 4b. What should I do? Since a power 2 minus 4ab plus 4b power 2, this is a perfect square trinomial, because we studied in grade 8 that the perfect square trinomial, or the trinomial is said to be perfect square trinomial if the first term of this trinomial is perfect square, and a power 2 is perfect square. And the last term in the trinomial must be also perfect square. 4 is perfect square, and b power 2 perfect square. And the middle term must be satisfied the rule positive or negative 2 times root of the first times root of the second. That means this trinomial is perfect square trinomial. And the perfect square trinomial can be factorized into 2 brackets the same, or bracket power 2. We can take the square root of the first, a power 2 is a, and take the square root of the last term, 4b power 2, square root of 4b power 2 equals 2b, and take the same sign of the middle term, negative. So this trinomial can be factorized into the 2 brackets, a minus 2b and a minus 2b, equals 0. As we said before, if the product of 2 numbers equals 0, that means the first number can be 0 or the second number can be 0. So the first, and since the 2 brackets are the same, that means each one of them can be 0. A minus 2b equals 0. We can move negative 2b to the other side with positive sign. That means a equals positive 2b. Since a equals twice b, a equals double b. That means the ratio between a and b is 2 to 1, because a is twice b, a is double b. So the ratio between a and b is 2 to 1. And this is the first required. Now we need to find the value of this expression. Since the ratio between a and b equals 2 to 1, it doesn't mean that the value of a equals 2 or the value of b equals 1, because this is ratio. But we can multiply each term of the ratio by a variable. We can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable and say this variable is m. That means a is going to be 2m and b is going to be 1 times m, or m. Now we can replace a here. We can replace it by 2m, and we can replace b by m. So a plus 3b is going to be 2m plus 3m over 2a is going to be 2 times 2m, and 4b is going to be 4 times m, or 4m. 2m plus 3m, like terms, we can add them. 2m plus 3m equals 5m, and 2 times 2, 4m. 4m plus 4m equals 8m. We can cancel m with m, so the final result is going to be 5 over 8, and this is the value of this expression. If x over y equals 3 over 4, the ratio between x and y is 3 over 4. And the ratio between z and L is 2 over 7. We need to find the value of 3xz minus yl over 7xz minus 2yl. What should I do? Since the ratio between x and y is 3 over 4, it doesn't mean that x equals 3 or y equals 4. This is a ratio. But we can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable and say this variable is m. That means the first term, x, is going to be 3m. And the second term, y, is going to be 4m. Also, since the ratio between z and L is 2 over 7, it doesn't mean that z equals 2 or L equals 7 because this is a ratio. But we can multiply each term of the ratio, or we can break this ratio if we multiply each term of the ratio by a variable. And suppose this variable is k. That means the first term of the ratio z can be 2k, and the second term of the ratio L can be 7k. We need to find the value of this expression. So we need to replace the letter x by 3m and the letter z by 2k and the letter y by 4m and the letter L by 7k. 3xz is going to be 3 times 3m times 2k because x equals 3m and z equals 2k minus YL. YL is going to be 4m times 7k because y equivalent to 4m and L equals 7k over 7xz. 7 times 3m times 2k because x equals 3m and z equals 2k minus 2yl means 2 times 4m times 7k because y equivalent to 4m and L equals 7k. 3 times 3m times 2k, 3 times 3 equals 9, and 9 times 2 equals 18, and put m and k. Minus 4m times 7k equals 28mk over 7 times 3 equals 21. 21m times 2k equals 42mk minus 2 times 4 equals 8m and 8m times 7k equals 56mk. 18mk minus 28mk like terms, we can find the difference between them. It's going to be negative 10mk. And 42mk minus 56mk like terms, we can find the difference between them, and it's going to be negative 14mk. Now we can easily cancel mk with mk and negative with negative, and the final result is going to be 10 over 14. But we can write 10 over 15 over 14 in the simplest form, and it's going to be 5 over 7 if we divide each term by 2. 10 divided 2 equals 5, and 14 divided 2 equals 7, and this is the final result. Thanks, guys. The time is over, and I hope you study hard. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.